Yeah, out there we are seeing Mother Nature's contribution to these fires, and our recent weather isn't exactly helping with as hot and as dry as it's been, but it's not as bad as what it could be with those winds because we haven't seen exceedingly gusty winds all across the Front Range. Thankfully, our strongest wind gusts have really been mostly below 20 miles per hour. Now, we take a look at our live radar, and I have a couple of these fires set up. We have the one outside of Loveland, another one outside of Lyons, outside of Boulder, then the one outside of Ken Carroll. All of these are still burning. We did have reports of a smaller brush fire in Morrison, and in that last report we did mention that that's 100% contained. So good news on that one. We still have 4 larger ones that we're working on. Now, as we talk about weather's contribution to these fires, these hot temperatures have not been helping. Most of the Front Range seeing these temperatures in the middle 90s, especially in areas like Loveland and Boulder. We're looking for really hot weather there. Same goes as you move your way southwestward toward Ken Carroll. We're seeing those temperatures go from the 90s to 70s once you get a little higher in elevation. Still above average for this time of year, with our seasonal high being closer to 90 degrees. We've had an above average summer so far. Then we take a look at our relative humidity. All across the Front Range, relative humidity as low as 10 to 15%. So that's extremely dry air out there. Those are the 2 factors that really aren't helping things. The hot temperatures, the dry air, that's created a lot of dry brush out there. The one saving grace just a little bit out there is just going to be the winds. Most of us seeing pretty calm winds. Kevin Vaughn just mentioned there's no winds really where he is. That's what we're going to see across most of the Front Range. Our windiest areas still mostly below 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which is helping things not be as bad as what they could be. So our dry, hot conditions really creating a bad atmosphere. But once those fires get going, they're not pushing as far out as what it could be if our winds were a bit gustier. Now, we do want to look at our smoke forecast. We go through the rest of the afternoon into the evening, and we're seeing those fires along the Front Range create dangerous air, and then fires from neighboring states also pushing their way into the Front Range and Eastern Plains, and that's where these green colors are going to be. So we're going to see that poor air quality over the next few days, and that's going to be because of a mix of this wildfire smoke locally and in neighboring states. And then this time of year, we're kind of used to those ozone air quality alerts with those increased levels of ozone during the summer months. So we're watching for all of that to really impact our air quality and make it pretty poor. The same goes for the day tomorrow. We're going to see that air quality start to dip, making its way southward across the Front Range and Eastern Plains tomorrow afternoon, with the fires across the foothills or in the foothills and Front Range, really not helping the situation there. So again, because of this, we do have air quality alerts in effect through the day tomorrow across most of the Front Range and into the Eastern Plains, also into the foothills areas where we're monitoring all of those fires. This is going to be for a mix of high levels of ozone and increased wildfire smoke. So if you're someone with asthma or any other respiratory sensitivities, you might be having to limit your time outside as our air quality really drops. Now, over the next few hours, we're going to see temperatures stay pretty warm. Again, that's not helping those wildfires out there. We're going to be in the 90s roughly until sunset. We're also going to stay very dry. Hopefully, our winds stay pretty calm. They're expected to stay calm through the rest of the evening and into the day tomorrow. Once we go into the evening hours after the sun sets, we're in the 80s. We're not going to be out of the 80s even until the overnight hours. So we will continue to monitor our temperatures and the relative humidity. Thankfully, winds aren't too bad. I'll have details on more of this, plus your full 7-day forecast. You'll certainly want to stay tuned tonight at 5.